Hello, comrades. We have a little bit of a problem here. We've practically run out of gravel in no time, and I think it was a mistake to build this road, but I sort of let it go anyway. I mean, we just, it's because it only goes up here and does this. Like we could have used more gravel, but we only have two dump trucks in here now, and I've got all the other dump trucks bringing gravel up here, which means that, and I was thinking about it. I mean, this all doesn't need to be built, but we're going to need a lot of concrete here. We're going to need a lot of gravel, and I'm, in the long run, having the gravel processing up here, do we do it or do we leave it up here? But I really don't think it will hurt us. I mean, we may do other things that would be good because we can get the gravel out of here. This might be one of the first places we get the train hooked up, right? So we have, where did it go? Here. Like we have this aggregate loading and unloading, and just a lot of these buildings are going to need a fair amount of concrete and gravel. So what I would like to do now, and just so you know, I did just go around and check. People seem to be happy. The little issues we had in the last episode are maybe not resolved, but they're at least, going. And we got a bunch of trucks heading up here, so I know I could probably just purchase some, and I'm pretty tempted, but let's see how it goes, because there's something else that's happening here. If we look at our dollars, and I really just don't mind this, because I'd like to get out of the loan thing altogether if we could. Now, I don't think we're going to be able to build all of this and get out of the loan thing, right? But this is all going to cost us money, and that there's no real great intention of exporting these things, right? So it's going to really help our economy in the being able to build our own stuff, but it's not the most sound financial thing to do. Like if you were just after the money and it was, you probably would go after another new export at that point, so but in any event, we're paying this loan down. If you look, we're down to 222,000. So the fact that it's taking us a little extra long is not bothering my feelings, especially when you consider our workers, right? Like, let's just take a look at this year. We've had 229 births. We're doing real well. We're getting up to 1,800 population. Obviously, could we use more? Maybe, but, as it grows, we'll be able to move people in. I did assign this house to be constructed, so we'll get that going so that we're ready to move people up here as soon as we build something. And what I would like to do is talk about getting our gravel processing plant going, which means we need to build a road up to the butt cheeks here and try to find some half decent gravel quarry locations. So let's put the wireframe on to get an idea of what we need to do and level to get in here. I'm thinking maybe we can level off of this spot with one. All right, let's go over to here and a gravel quarry, right? Like we could push it in, building leveling. Yeah, because this will be a spot. Yeah, it's going pretty quickly. All right, so we'll put one like right here as best we can. I probably want to turn that right like this. Try to get it as green as we can. Doesn't matter if it's all flat, but that's kind of nice, the little plateau there, right? Yeah, and then, by the way, those outer circles don't need to be green. The inner ones are more important. So I think that's probably about as good as it's going to get. Now, I think if we had two of these, that would be pretty good. And saying that too, because I think these would be a little hard to get to. We could do it, but I think the fact that there's a bit of a plateau right here, I think we can, start leveling in this way. Well, that's a lot. Feels a lot easier to get rid of this rock for some reason. All right, so do a little. Yeah, and again, I shouldn't even say it, but I really wish we could get rid of those helpers, as you guys know. Yeah, I guess we can come down this way a bit. Right, because that bottom one's not. Yeah, I mean, I think we're covering it as much as we can, right? So there we go. So let's start with the road coming out of here first, because that's going to be our bigger challenge, I think. Yeah, can I just go... If you go far enough away, we had it. Yeah, that's pretty reasonable what it's doing there, right? Yeah, there you go. All right, let's turn it yellow. Yeah, because we're going to be able to get out of this one no problem. Can we... Yeah, there we go. All right, that's a start. And then I, certainly don't... we'll just build those. I know I have a 2... All right, now where are we going to? Somewhere down to towards this way. Yeah, so let's, well, you know what? I'm going to get rid of a little bit of this and turn it a bit sooner. All right, we want to come right down here, I think. All right. Yeah, that's the reason it was yellow. We'll just smooth that out a tiny bit. Yeah, I think I want to... Since they make it easy to do this, we'll do it. All right, are we heading the right direction? Yeah, let's get rid of this for now, and then we'll come a little bit further forward. Are we there? Yeah. Yep, that's fair. You don't like that? Really? You know what? I bet you there's like a little hang up. Sometimes it helps to like actually take this back and then, let's see if I'm right. Right, because all you need is, yeah, it's all a flash of green. There we go. I think it might be the side to side there that was causing that. All right, so we're going to do this, and then I want to get rid of that connection. Is that... Yeah, that is the outside connection coming this way. Let's just take this back the whole way, just so we can make this... Yeah, you know what, why not just make it straight to there, right? And then that looks like a good, solid, single road project. So it means we'd have to get... Yeah, in order to get into here, we're going to need to get this road built, but then we'll be able to work our way up and into here. So that'll be good. Okay, so let's just commit to that since we have it open. All right, so now we have a road up to 2 quarries. Now, we'll need a couple things up here. We don't need people if we have excavators. So, but what we're going to need is probably actually a little gas station. And I want to get the modded little tiny one. Fuel, gas station. All right, we'll just kind of put it... I mean, the closer to up here, the better, I think, but... Right, that way the excavator... Well, can we put it... Yeah, you know what? Like, I don't really want you to attach, though. Let's see, I can't see because of the helper screen. It's... Yeah, it's... Well, you know what we can do? That's red anyway there. So let's just attach it. Not the end of the world. Flatten the train a bit. Boom. All right, so I'm just going to leave that be. So there we go. So that way the excavators and any of the dumpers, it's going to be a bit of an issue for them too, right? Because they're heading all the way up there. So let's do something else, and that is get the power going. So we will get the substation. Yeah, do we want it? I just think anywhere that's reasonable for the road to attach. Yeah, don't attach yet. All right. Kind of keep it down a little bit. I was wondering if is there anything else we're going to build, and I think we'll be close enough if we ever really decide to put one up there. Right? Like if we look, the distance is only another 50 or 70 depending on how you measure. And we're only at like 171 from here and then another 50. So if we ever build another quarry there, we should be good to go. And then now, yeah, let's start talking about the power. And there's another thing that I'm not ignoring, but we need to deal with is like how we get people in here before we build the railroad tracks, right? Like the large reason I laid out the tracks was more to get it, what do you call it? Like just in place so that we could build them in the future. I certainly wouldn't build them before we had the steel mill going, but yeah, I'm kind of Well, I think we can make it under the conveyor. Let's go. And we'll put it this way. Though it might. This might be getting kind of far away from fire coverage now that I think about it, but we'll see. If we have to put another firehouse in, we will. All right, let me look here. Is that... No, we can do it this way, right? Actually, you know what? I'll just do it this way. Because I think we'll be able to get right straight out there with a road under there. Let's just double check. Yeah, good. And we'll put that there for a reminder, right? I don't want to bust up the road project. All right, so we have power that's going to cover these things. Let's go back. I don't think this substation... Nah, it's not going to cover down here, but that's fine. We can get another one in. All right, like in this ballpark. Where's the road that... Well, I think I'm going to have a power line coming this way, which is... We'll have the road come off the other way. And that's going to cover quite a bit of the stuff over this way. That's good. All right, is there anything I'm missing? Nah, I think we're going to do another one to get all the way up there. So that's good. This will cover nicely. Is there any reason? Nah, let's just put it there. And then let's... Oops, sorry about that. All right, so we're going to go... Just put that in so I remember that it's there. Sometimes, like even up here... Right, sometimes it's not a bad idea to put this so it's a little easier to find these darn substations. I started that when they didn't used to have the yellow outline, but you know, it does make those substations can be awful hard to see. All right, so there we go. So we should be covering, let's go back to the electrical. We should be covering everything like here. So we want to get something that'll cover, yeah, look, that'll be nice. I don't want to put that in until we get that road built. You know what, we could put it like right here. Does that matter much? If I go a little further, I get that. I get this station, but you know what? We're going to need one up this way anyhow. Do we go? Yeah, you know what? I could go like right here. Why am I not picking up this one? Oh, that's a power plant. So that power plant's going to provide power to an area, but if I get it over here, this will cover, you know, the north, I don't know, whatever side of this, the away from me side. Right, I'm going to put it like this way. You know what? I'm going to put it right where this is here. So we don't bust up that project any more than it's already busted up. All right, so that's going to cover a lot of this stuff. Does it cover everything? Well, it doesn't cover these conveyors and all, but yeah, that's going to be... I think we got everything covered. I don't know about this conveyor, like right here. And I don't even know if that thing needs power. I assume it does. Right? Like, yeah, that's... You know what? I think we need to move this down just a little bit. All right, let's get rid of that. All right, I'd like to get that so we know, see what I mean? If I just move it down a little, I still pick up the thing up north, and then I know, yeah, it'd have to be, let's do control. I'm kind of red right there. Let's hit shift and, oh, I can't get both, really? I don't know, wait, maybe I'm not on the screen. Nah, look at that. I'm just, maybe if I come over on this side. Nah, I'm just too far away to get both of those. All right, you know what? So let's go back to where we were. I'll just try to keep it relatively close to the road, and we'll see what we cover and what we don't. All right. Just so what I'm thinking is that this isn't going to be powered up. Boy, it looks like it should be close enough to that one. We'll see. If we have to move this one, I think we will. And then what do we not have powered over here? All right, this guy. We should have... Yeah, this guy's getting its power from there. So we'll need one to cover this side of the city eventually, right? Oh, you know what? Well, oops. Wrong button. Yeah, look, this guy might be covered there. So, yeah, and that train station. I think we may have just covered everything, though I always miss something. Good, so that should be a power plan. Or at least the substation part of the power plan. So we're going to need to get power here. Let's lay out some wires. I think I'm just going to use the pole wire still. Angle too sharp. All right, and then we'll... Where's the next one? Yeah, I think we can come like just straight down to say here. And then we need to get over to this. All right, so we'll put this guy like say that. And then we need to get up to this one. All right, so we'll do... I think I'll do it like here. Just so I come in at a little better angle. All right, so we'll get... Yeah, let's... Yeah, I think we'll do... Well, we finished this off with the wood ones, right? Because that's really... We don't need much power up there. I think the wood ones would be enough. Do we know how much power these take? Meaning the iron mine is really about the only thing up here. Power... Max wattage... 187 kilowatts. So... The medium holds megawatts. So yeah, I think the medium are going to be fine for up here, right? And we'll come in to about there maybe. And then this needs to come over to here. Now this could do our steel mill. So I think we're going to do like a bigger metal power line. See how well. Now there was a question I had at some point. If you look at the steel mill, and we go to high voltage wires, right? It has a high voltage connection. And you know what that's going to be? It's going to be a bit of a pain, I think, to get that out of there. I saw a flash of green. But in any event, this high voltage connection, you don't have to connect it, but you're going to be limited potentially in how much power you get, right? Because if we go and look at the steel mill, no, not energy related, here, it consumes up to 11 megawatts. So even if we had the biggest small voltage wires, that's only 2.2 megawatts. But to get started, you don't need it, right? You just may not be able to get enough power over here, which is kind of fine with me. We'll get that fixed in a future date, but we do want to run the bigger wires to just sort of give it the best chance, like. And because we're doing so many other buildings, we're really going to need to get a little better power over here, we know, in the future. So now the other problem we have is we only have these wooden ones, you know, at this point, other places. So let's see. I think I'm just going to leave this go for a minute. Oh, where do we... Oh, there it is. I missed it. All right, we'll just leave this go because I don't necessarily, you know what, I think that's the straightest distance is this way. All right, we'll just leave that go for a minute because I don't necessarily want to attach this to the grid, like until we're kind of ready. Like I don't want to bust into that. Like there's no particular hurry at this point for that. So let's just cool our tool. Now, how are we doing on construction? Do we have... Asphalt plant. Yeah, you know what? My buses are kind of back to back on getting people over here. We have no workers coming in that bus, and we... Yeah, now can they walk that far, right? Yeah, they can. All right, so, well, yeah, we're still working on this. Did we get... Yeah, we got a worker. That's good. That's just one of the reasons we're focusing on getting this house built, so we can move some people up here, you know, within reason, ASAP. All right, so what do we want to build next? Well, we really want to get up to there. We want to get... Yeah, how are we doing with our stone? Well, it's building up slowly. Yeah, I don't need that road built, but I think the next road we would do, I think I may have to take this a little bit slowly, unless I decide to purchase the gravel, but we'll make that decision at some point once we've got everything settled. So we should have, okay, so we got this power and that power hooked up, and then we had this other one here, right? So while we're doing it, let's get this, where are we going to do this one from? Well, we have power up to this point, right? And we're going over to here. I'm just wondering if it makes sense to come from this one or that one. Well, really, it's going to make the most sense to come from this power plant, but we sort of have a chicken and an egg problem there. So having said that, I think it makes the most sense. What I would like to do, yeah, this isn't built yet anyway. It's a shame we just built it. Let's come in here and delete that and put electrical. All right, I'm going to put a medium voltage switch like this way. And then, yeah, you know what? I'm going to give them the bigger power line. Good, it connects right up. But this one needs to be the wood just for the sake of connections. And then this I want to bring up towards the power plant, right? Let's put it right there. And then, so eventually we'll get our power out of here. And we need to get over to here. So why don't we go off of this last one, and I can put a switch. Yeah, how do we want to do this? Like, I want to leave a little space for those other ones. Right? Yeah, a little awkward. I think like that will work. All right, so we'd come out of our power plant eventually. We would come down. Yep, that'll connect right up. And then this is at enough of an angle. Can we just come? Well, we can't come straight to that because the... Oh, you know what? I want to swing this a little wide. A little wider than I might have otherwise because the big voltage... If you look, the big voltage wires come out right here. So that'll just leave a little extra room to get those out. All right, so there we go. So we'll be able to hook up to that. We'll be able to get around. And then this would all feed back from this power plant this way. That we really need to consider upgrading all of these wooden electrical poles to be able to really power all this stuff up. Let's get rid of this wire frame. I'm not sure why I've had it on so long. But I did pretty well at not, building things on the frame, even though I had it open. So maybe I'll break that habit, right? So there we go. So I think we have power. And then we can bus people directly to this. We can bus people directly to this. I'm really curious. Maybe you guys know and can leave a comment that I might get. Can I drop people off with the bus to here? Not that I would necessarily in this particular case, but we can bring people directly into the power plant. We might just get... just do it real manually with buses. We're doing okay with our money as a general statement. Just bus people into this. And I don't know that there's any particular place that's really screaming for a bus stop besides maybe down here. Right? Like if we had a bus stop in this area, we could feed people, well, to here, here, and here. And they're not going to be able to reach this. And this would be an awkward one. Yeah, see, this is one that we might want to consider, because the way to get into here by road is to go all the way around this way, right? That's going to be kind of a long bus ride to get into our coal ore, and it could be better. Oh no, wait, is this where's the road to the coal ore? What is this? Yeah, let's see. Yeah, now that's just an extra bit of road that we don't need. It's throwing me off. I thought maybe it was attached. Yeah, so let me think about that, and I'm going to be back in 1 second. Okay, much better. I feel relieved, if you know what I mean. So, in any event, I can't even make it to a half-hour episode. Without a pause. So in any event, here we are. We got the power. I think we should be in good shape with the power. Like I said, this one's not going to be connected. As a matter of fact, let's just get rid of that part of the project, because it's just going to, we're going to have to get rid of it eventually anyway, right? Because it's not going to, there we go. All right, so I think we're in good shape. Let's go take a look at what we're assigned to do. Yeah, we really need more. Which road is this? Okay, good. So we're working on that road, which is going to be our priority, I think. Let's get the, because we can get the gravel going relatively quickly, even if we just send the trucks up to here instead of sending them across the map, right? I think this will be relatively low cost. It'll save us time, if nothing else, and probably a few bucks. Also, let's, before we go wandering around the map, let's just commit to all those electrical things. A little harder to see, but so we can get those done. Now that means we also need to get this done, right? We need to get that power up there. You know, so we'll keep working on the power things as we get more gravel up here, and I think that's a decent priority. You know, I'd like to get it all built. Well, not, yeah, I'd like to get all of this built eventually. And I can see our money's dipping down. How does that, I'm kind of curious. Look, we're down to 155. Like, I think we're going to pay this loan off before we go right back into debt, buying a lot of steel and other things to get these things built. But that's great. Just goes to show you that if we, you know, within the bounds of reason, if we get into more debt, we should be able to pay it off. And, you know, these things will save us money, right? Like when we're making our own steel from our own iron ore and our own coal, and we have our power plant running, and I mean, the gravel thing won't make too much difference, but then eventually we can get bricks and cement, and, you know, like we'll be saving a good amount of money when it comes to expanding and constructing things into the future, which is going to be really important, because in the near future, we have a lot of water around us, right? And I would like to start talking about what we do on this map. Our rules about not exporting oil are 1980, so I think, you know, we could start talking about manufacturing and chemicals. And someone had asked about the research that I've done, and I really haven't done too much. I don't know if we've done any right now. So we'll have to get this research done at some point, and, you know, we can get some chemistry going, start making our own chemicals. We can get some engineering. On the Discord, Dennis shared a chemical factory picture. I'd like to go find that mod, because it's like a mega chemical factory. Maybe we'll build that someplace. And I would like to do some of this by shipping, right? Like we might make a chemical focused town, and, you know, like, or an oil focused town, and then like ship the stuff with the ships. You know, it's a little bit shame that doesn't really cut through. But, you know, like we have some interesting features that Radomir has made for us on this map. And, you know, where do we put some towns? Like, they need to be a little bit close to Reverville here, just so we can get the construction done. But we push on into this island and decide, you know, that we could do like a dock here. And I know the ships and all are very expensive, so I'd like to get it to where, you know, maybe we could start using some of our own steel to get some of that stuff done. So there we go. All right, so let's go take a look, make sure things are okay, right? Like, let's just take a look in the house here. Yeah, they're happy enough there. All right, now how about no teachers is without power supply? What? Oh, because we still don't have this done. Oh, jeez. I think we really need to. Let's just. Why is this not getting done? Because we can't get asphalt. Because we don't have... What? That's cement. Production stopped. We have power. We have bitumen. We don't have any workers. Yeah, so I think we're about to get into trouble here, right? Like, I'm really about to declare an emergency. There's no kindergarten. They can't go to work, so we're not getting any workers because the kindergarten doesn't have power. Oh, what a pain. I think I just need to build this. Right? And just, because we're just in a... I'm declaring... Not martial law, but I'm declaring law. And we're... Why didn't I click on that? There we go. All right, we're just gonna pay for this stuff. Oop, I paid for it with rubles. That's okay. All right, so now we should be getting our kindergarten. All right, do we get somebody in there? Get some babies, please. All right, we have them assigned to... Uh-oh, building's on fire. We'll go check that out in a second. All right, are you assigned to the kindergarten? Yeah, playground. You know what, let's up that a little bit. I think we panicked a bit with the fire station numbers. And if you're doing the school, let's get a few more going to the school. All right. And how about you? You're going to Shinema. Okay. All right, let's hope that we get somebody in here so that we can get people going to work. We've got a bit of a catch-22. You know what? Let's ramp this up. All right, so if anybody goes to work from here, they're going to go to this playground. Because we need to get that cycle broken at this point. We really need to get a worker in here. Let's go see what this building is, too. Yeah, we should be okay over here. Yeah, citizens wait, and we have ambulances. Matter of fact, we have 2 of them here. All right, let's see. Are you going into... Please go into work. Yes. Okay, so get some babies in here, people. Good. Fire extinguished. Perfect. Get rid of the messages. I'm trying to stay ahead of these messages. Somebody who saved the map said they got rid of all the messages, and I thought, boy, Lord, they're... Oh, is that a building destroyed? Oh, that's right. We looked at that already. I thought I deleted that. I don't know. Going insane these days. Fire extinguished at the Riverville Shopping Center. And I guess I didn't, because these are going back quite a ways. There we go. Oh, no, we still have more. I didn't really think I played that much time forward. Good, that fire was extinguished. There we go. All right, so let's head back up to here. All right, did we get this? There we go. All right, so that should stop that problem. We could get more things built if we actually had workers up here. So, yeah, I think that's really just grinding us to a halt. All right, are we getting anybody into here now? Yeah, at least we got 1 worker. All right, so hopefully we'll come back to that. At least the people are reasonably happy. Have we had any escapes? Yeah, we're in March. Let's look at this year. No escapes, so that's a good sign. Like, definitely something you want to look at. And then the other issue that we might... Now, we still have plenty of educated here. I mean, they're all relatively new here still, too, so... All right, so I think we can take off the panic mode. All right, let's take this down to 20... Yeah, we only have 30 people in here, so let's keep the school and the kindergarten high. Yeah, the fire station needs to stay high. Let's take this down a little bit. Let's just see what happens with there. I'm not too worried about the village doctors. Oh, we could buy an ambulance. Oh, no, we can't. We can't get an ambulance in here. I guess that's just a game mechanic. So I'm not sure what effect that's going to have. Hopefully they'll drag their people over there. I'm not sure that having a clinic without an ambulance makes a lot of sense. It's not something I've tested. So there we go. So we should be a little better there, at least enough to end the episode. And then how are we doing here? Good. We got 45 workers. And again, we would know to some degree if our money was affected. And I'd like to come out and say we have none here, but this is where the food would be going, and we're not quite purchasing it. But how do we do with our imports? Import Soviet bloc. No food. So we're barely staying ahead of it. And again, as our population grows, we should be, you know, hopefully in pretty good shape. And look, there's 74. Oh, look at these. These 2 houses are full. This one's getting full. This one not so much, but I'm okay with that. The 21 should be able to make it to the other place. We got food here, which is the most important in some ways. And let's see, what do we want to look at? We want to look at the school. Good. We got some a little bit older kids, which is a bit concerning. We got to keep an eye on that, right? That might be a sign of not enough teachers, but it seems to be great right now, right? And there's certainly plenty of room for them. Yeah, university, 10 professors, and we're pumping them out. So, Good, good. By the way, the boom and bust of the babies also affects this, right? So you might not be getting everyone educated today, but then if you do have a little bit of a baby boom, it might just be, filling these up, especially if you have the smaller versions. Now, how's our kindergarten? We might be having a problem with kindergarten, right? No, we're not. I'm not really seeing 20 workers because there's no kindergarten. So who is assigned to go to the kindergarten? Yeah, let's up that a little bit along with the school and the university and the school. Right, so we'll make the theater a little less important and the bus stop less important for that house. See if that helps a bit. Other than that, hospital, yeah, we're doing okay, I think. Right, and then this was the one we had the problem with. So how's our teachers too? How's our... Yeah, we still have 52 educated here. Now, when it comes to the school, only, we have less people here, but we do have one little bit older student, which is fine. I mean, they're until they become semi-adults, and then good. We got 3 professors, and we're training 8 in the auditorium. It's, maybe not perfect, but it seems like it should be enough to stay ahead. Yeah, we have food here, right? So that's good. Yeah, so I think we're okay. Now, once we build that other, we really probably should talk about, what we want to do with the people of Reverville when we build the other gravel quarry. Right now, we have all our gravel being provided from here, but it might really, like, the only other thing we're doing here anymore is producing the lumber. And I don't know that it's worth having all of these people in Reverville. Other than I think, in the future, we're going to be moving over to this way. So they are helping grow our population. But really, I don't think there's any difference if we were to put more of them in here. So I think it's going to come down to our population growth at that point, right? Because, do we just move them in here to maximize this stuff out as much as we can? Because if we're going to have this gravel quarry over here, the only thing we're not doing over here is lumber. And to be honest, I wouldn't be opposed to putting a lumber mill over this way if it seemed to make sense, though I don't really think we need it. It might just be a bit of a distraction at that point. They're pretty cheap to build between the sawmill and the lumber, but they also don't really affect your economy too much one way or the other. So there we go. So I think I'm going to call it an episode right here. Let me know what you guys think. But I feel, it's just now it's really truly just a matter of getting enough gravel up here. How are we doing with that? Yeah, 23. So we'll plug away at getting that done. And I don't want to necessarily take any more of the dumpers out of here. So we'll see. Once we could just decide, this building is taking quite a while. We had people problems too to keep in mind, which weren't the end of the world because we don't even have enough gravel to really do the things we want to do. So we'll decide in the next episode whether we, purchase some gravel just to keep things going or whether we're a little more patient about it. And some of that will depend on, I like where we're at. Even though we're not racing forward at blinding speed, I think our population is a bit of an issue that we don't have tons of extra people. And then on top of that, our loan being paid off and us building up some actual cashola is really not hurting my feelings, right? So I don't mind that the gravel's taking a long time and slowing things down at this moment, because otherwise we would just be spending more cash on the gravel potentially and just going into more debt, which is going to cost us money, right? So it's not breaking my heart that we're earning money. Let's take a look at what we actually earned. I didn't really pay last month. Look, 52,000. So every month that we left slip by, I pointed with my fingers. That didn't help you guys. But every month that we let slip by is that much more money. Look, we're just over 3 months, right? 3 full months over. So we're averaging close to 50,000 a month. That wasn't an anomaly in that 1 month. So, I think we're really, we wait a few months, we kind of take our time about building the roads and getting this ramped up, and we'll start seeing the loan paid off in actual cash. And that would really be the better way to go in the long run, right? We'll be out of debt completely, and that would be nice. I think we're gonna have to go back into debt one way or the other to. Well, we don't have to, but I think might be beneficial to take out some debt and get these things done and start moving on. All right, guys. Well, let me know what you think. I appreciate all your comments and condolences at that point, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care of yourselves. Thank you. Bye-bye.